In the last video, we talked about how to get confident. If you didn't watch the video, spoiler alert. The number one step to get confident is by taking action. And by starting with taking a small incremental action. However, what if you are so afraid that you can't even take that first step, if you're just frozen because you have this fear of failure showing up? Now that is what we're gonna dismantle today. I am gonna tell you how you can overcome the fear of failure. So I don't know about you, but often when I think about fear and I think about mindset blocks, I naturally think about the mind. Okay, how can I work with the mind? How can I go into the mind to solve this? And the mind is only part of the equation, as we shall see soon. But let's start by looking at the mind and how it works. So the mind is here to keep you safe. It is the aspect of your being that really just want to make sure that nothing dangerous happens to you. So the way the mind decides whether or not something is safe is to look at, is this something familiar? Which is kind of ironic because sometimes you can find yourself in situations that are familiar but is definitely not safe. This can explain, for example, abusive relationships. The mind still tells you that you are safe, you should stay here because this is something known, okay? And something different that may be a lot better for you, a lot safer, is unknown, it's unfamiliar, and therefore the mind will judge it as not safe. And that is why you need to learn how to hack this, how to bypass this mechanism. So we can explain this logic by an elastic. So when you encounter a new situation, the mind will take the perceived fears, the perceived threats with that situation, and it will inflate them so that they seem bigger than what they really are. Now, the potential opportunities, the potential wins with these new situations that you are facing, it will shrink. Okay, meaning that you will not see this new situation, this new opportunity through a neutral lens, through an objective lens, but you will see it through the lens of fear, depending on how much inner work you have done, depending on how much conscious and aware you have become of this mechanism. Because that's a beautiful duality that we have as humans, that we have this part of ourselves, the mind, that really wants to keep us safe. And some people refer to this as the ego, meaning it's just a part of the mind, it's not the whole mind. I just choose to call it the mind to separate it from the body, the soul, the other aspects of who you are. And then you have this other part of yourself, this eternal part of yourself, your higher self, your soul. But that is a topic for another video. Now we will look at how can you utilize your multidimensional self to bypass these fears, to overcome this fear of failure and any kind of mindset blocks really, because it's not just about the mind, it goes way beyond the mind, okay? And I'm gonna show you how. So I know that when I started on my personal development journey and I was faced with a lot of fears, mindset blocks, limiting beliefs, my first instinct was to look at, okay, how can I reprogram my mind? How can I work with affirmations and mantras? And I was doing a lot of repeating, like I am abundant, I love myself, all that kind of stuff. And that is a part of the equation for sure, but that's also it. It's just a part of the equation, and it's kind of a small part of the equation, somewhat contradictory. But this can also be understood through the concept of chakras, or energy centers in human design. So the thing with chakras or energy centers is that they are all centers of intelligence, of awareness, of consciousness. And they are all constantly communicating information to you. So if you're only working on the two centers that are in your head, your crown center and your third eye, Ajna, and you are ignoring the other centers, which in human design you have 7 centers in the body, only 2 centers in the head. So imagine if you're only working on perfectioning, on really programming the head centers for abundance, but you're ignoring the fears, the blocks, the limiting beliefs that reside in the body, it won't be that effective. So for sure, do work directly on the mind through mantras, through affirmations, through journaling. But the important part, which is the whole point of this video, is the body, the embodiment, okay? Because the thing is that in order for you to expand, to elevate, to rewrite your limiting beliefs into abundance, that process of overcoming the fear of failure starts by telling yourself that you are safe. That is the key to everything. You need to tell yourself that you are safe. Because it's not until you are safe that you will actually start to see things for what they really are. So you won't see those fears as inflated and the possibilities, the magic with this situation as shrinked. You will see it more objectively for what it really is, and that will be so helpful to you. It will help you to take action despite fear. Now, the way that you tell yourself that you are safe, that you are safe to take action in this situation, it can be, for example, that you are entering a new relationship and a lot of fears and triggers come up. It can be that you are starting a new job, that you are moving somewhere, that you are starting a new business. The way that you tell yourself that you are safe is not as much by words, because words are speaking mostly to the mind, but it is through energy and most of all, embodiment. So, the way that you tell yourself that you are safe is through embodying the emotion of being safe, the energetic state of being safe. And there's not just one way you can do it. This is more a general video. It's not meant as giving you the exact solution how to do it. So some way that you can embody the feeling of safety is through practices like dance. I like ecstatic dance, just shaking, moving. I also like to dance to dubstep and more like heavy bass music that really grounds you and that really allows you to release stuck emotions, because that is also one thing that many people miss, that emotions are actually stored in the body, not in the mind. Okay, so by moving your body, by shaking, you can literally shake away those lower emotions and those fears and those blocks. Another thing that I love is breath work. I'm actually a certified breathwork facilitator, Elemental Rhythm, and breathwork is a magical tool because it really connects all the multidimensional parts of yourself. It connects the body, the mind, the emotions, the spirit, all parts of you. So it really puts you back into alignment. I also love to work out, to lift weights at the gym, because then you're literally going into the body, you're dissolving blocks. When you are dissolving blocks physically, you're also dissolving mental, emotional, spiritual blocks, because it's all the same and it's all stored in the physical body. And finally, one thing that has helped me immensely is plant medicine. And you don't have to go on the heaviest psychedelic plant medicines. You can work every day, if you so want, with the plant medicine of cacao, which is a very gentle and beautiful medicine. And cacao in particular really helps connect you with your body. It helps to remind you that you have this beautiful physical cosmic spacesuit that is there, and it connects you. It helps you to be more sensitive, to be more observant of the blocks that you have that can cause the fear of failure. So really my whole point with this video is that in order to overcome the fear of failure, in order to overcome mindset blocks, to dissolve limiting beliefs, you need to go beyond the mind and into the body, and it's gonna be so much more efficient. Now, there's another aspect of being human that we haven't touched upon yet, but that can also help you immensely with working on mindset blocks and on fears without working directly on the mind. More on that in the next video.